What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So it's been a few weeks since we did a video. Just haven't had really anything going on, just some downtime to relax and whatnot, gather some parts, stuff like that. But today we're going to be doing the brakes on the Vette. So this is all the stuff that we got so far. So we went ahead and got a Motiv product power bleeder. We can use this on the Vette, obviously, the G8, the Camaro, Austin's truck, stuff like that. So this is going to be helpful for us, especially me right now, since I don't have anybody here to help me bleed the brakes. So this is a one-man job. So we're going to go ahead and test that out today. Already pre-fitted the cap. We got the billet cap with the little rubber insert there, and it fits nice and snug, so I don't see there being any problems. We got the PowerStop Evolution Z23 brake pads. These are carbon fiber ceramic pads, I guess. I had these on the Ram 1500 and they worked phenomenally, so went ahead and got another set of those. And actually, on the brake rotors, we decided to do a little different than the standard stuff. And actually, I think we didn't really save any money, but we didn't spend any more for these, like these kind of slotted rotors. I thought these were kind of different, just kind of neat looking. So they probably won't be any different with performance wise, which is not a big deal. It's just more aesthetics, I would imagine. But we'll see. They're nice. They're zinc coated. The hats are coated. The inside's coated, so we don't have to worry about rust. They're nice and thick. Got the dual veins in there. So hopefully these are gonna look pretty cool, and obviously hopefully they work well. All right, got the first one all torn apart. So you can kind of see that the rotors, they weren't like terrible, but they definitely, I probably could have turned these down, but I just didn't want to risk them being too thin. Then I have to get new ones anyway, so that's why I went ahead and got basically a full brake package. So found out I got a outer tie rod that just left the building, so gonna have to replace those, do an alignment on the car and such. So I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but it does already have stainless brake lines. I'm not sure what brand they are, but they do look fairly new and in pretty good condition. So actually I'm not going to change the lines out. I'm going to keep those. Just keeps me from having to mess with all that crap. Brake pads still had some life, not terrible, but you can see they're pretty glazed, like they're pretty shiny. So I was worried about them just being glazed up, which you can kind of see the reflection, how pretty shiny it is for brakes. And then they also have these lines in them. I don't know if you can probably hardly see that right there. I don't know if these are small cracks or just some type of debris in the metal or something, but I know some Corvettes have issues with the rotors cracking, so probably another reason why I went ahead and got new rotors. Better safe than sorry, I guess. So I'm gonna continue on, do all the other brakes, put all the new stuff on there, new pads, new rotors, put the calipers back on. I'm gonna clean them up a little bit. I'm not gonna paint them today. I'm just gonna keep them clean. Like I said, down the road, maybe if I do Z06 stuff, I'll paint those and make them look pretty and whatnot. But stock brakes, I don't see really a point to do them. I'm just gonna clean them up. Hopefully they come out pretty good. Well, I got good news and I got bad news. Bad news is we're not doing brakes today. Good news is somehow, some way, either someone has swapped over Z51 brackets and rotors to this car, which is a 07 base 3LT. I'll check the codes again, but this car was not supposed to be equipped with Z51 brakes. And what Z51 brakes are, you can clearly see that the rotor is about a ½ inch taller. And that is the only difference between Z51 and non-Z51. The rotors are bigger. These are base non-Z51 rotors. And these, no part number, but just by looking at them, these are the Z51 rotors. So that kind of screws my plan to do brakes today. I already got more on order. I got the correct just OE part number Z51 rotors coming. Unfortunately, I got to put everything back together because this is the only car I have right now. That sucks, but I think we're going to bleed the brakes anyway, get that out of the way. That way we have fresh fluid in there, because I did drain the fluid out of the reservoir and there was a lot of water in there. And I was actually pretty surprised at how well the brakes were with water in them. Ugh, kind of scary. But it's alright, we're going to change fluid. And yeah, when the rotors come, probably next week, we'll go ahead and do rotors and pads then. So as I was mentioning that someone has already put stainless lines on there, I'm assuming that whenever they did brakes last, they did Z51 calipers, or sorry, caliper brackets. The caliper is the same, caliper brackets are different, and the rotors are different. The lines are the same, but like I said, you know, someone has put stainless brake lines on there. So kind of didn't make any sense to me why there were stainless brake lines on there, but now it kind of does, because, you know, they had the brakes off. Might as well do it when you have them all the way off with all new stuff. So that's my theory on it. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but either way, somehow, some way, this car has Z51 brakes. Didn't know that. So what I did is I ran this number. It's K332-217C-1, and this comes up as a Z51 package brake caliper. I didn't check the rears, but if I put the rotor on the rear, so actually I can show you guys that real quick. Let's see if I do this one-handed. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. You can see it's bigger. I mean, probably not right there, but it's definitely bigger. So weird. So weird. Doesn't make any sense to me. Man, that kind of sucks. This car is kicking my ass. Anything I try to do to it, I cannot do to it. So no worries. Got the right stuff coming. We're going to throw it all back together, bleed the brakes, call it a day. Got the motive bleeder all hooked up. Got about 10 psi in it right now, so I'm going to go ahead and start from the farthest one away. So that is the passenger rear. Then we'll do passenger driver. We will do the passenger front, and then the driver front. All right, so this is how I'm doing it. So we got our brake bleeder here. We got the cap on it. Got the reservoir filled. Make sure you have fluid in here, because if you run it dry and you pump air through the line, you have to redo that section of it. Actually, you'd have to redo the entire system, but just make sure you have plenty of fluid in there. So after every bleed I do, any wheel, if once, twice, whatever, I depressurize and then I fill it back up. So the only thing I don't like about this, there's no way to depressurize this system. You either take the cap off or you take this cap off. I took this one off first, probably a bad idea. Got some brake fluid, not really splashed it, but you know, brake fluid is not friendly to this nice orange paint. It would eat it up in a heartbeat. So got to be careful using that. So I just twisted the top off because I'm not using the reservoir with any fluid. I'm only using the car's reservoir with fluid in it. So I went up to 15 psi, and then what I'll do is put my little tube on here, the little bleeder, crack it open, let it bleed out all the old nasty fluid. Actually, I gotta do the other side first. So crack the bleeder, let the fluid come out, go ahead and shut it, make sure we still got fluid. Probably do that 2, 3, 4 times just until it starts coming out clear. So I want it to be the same color as the new fluid. So it's got a very, very light yellow tinge to it, but that's it. The stuff I've been collecting in the bottle has been like green. It's been, there's water in it, there's debris in it. It's pretty nasty. So I don't know what they used when they did the brakes last, but it is not nice and it's not good. So unfortunately we did not get to change the brakes, but we did find out that we have some upgraded brakes, the Z51 package, which I would never have guessed just because of the rotors and whatnot. This car's not supposed to have it. Maybe there's a fluke, I don't know, whatever the case may be. So new rotors are coming. We'll do this next weekend, but we did change that nasty brake fluid, so at least we got something done today. So a little update on the Camaro, you guys. It's still at the fab shop. We just ordered the anti-roll bar. It's getting worked on. It's going to get done here in a few weeks. So there's no rush on that at all. We still got plenty of things to do on the vet. Austin's going to be home next month. He's already stacking up parts too. So he's got a diff out of I think it's one of the V6 G8s or something like that, or like a Camaro diff. Now the reason why he's doing this, this thing is low mileage. It's got like 60,000 miles on it. We got it from a pull apart, and this has, I think it's it's got a shorter gear in it. So with his car, with the stall, I think it's got like a 3800 stall in it, 3600 stall. His overdrive is pretty much useless. So he's got a new diff. He should actually gain a little bit of mile per hour on this down at the track. So, but we'll find out. We'll probably do a couple hits before and after just to see what actually we pick up. But that's the case for him. He's got that. He's got seals for it. And, you know, like I said, still piling up Corvette parts. Soon it'll be G8 parts here too. So what I think we're going to do, I think we're going to go through and clean out the entire garage. I want to strip everything off the shelves, everything up there, everything up there. I think there's just so much wasted space, like this top rack, so much wasted space. Bottom rack, not so much, but like underneath, it's all wasted. You know, I got random parts over here, house stuff. There's just a lot of stuff that I think we can either get rid of, sell, or, you know, just reorganize. Like there's a bunch of room back there. So, I mean, I want to just organize it to where it's like, you know, paints and primers and whatnot, body filler. And then we got chemicals and solvents and stuff like that. Oil, wash stuff is fine. But, you know, like take all the parts up here and put them up either over there or over here, you know, stuff like that. So I think we can gain a lot of room just by going through the garage and getting rid of a lot of crap. So it just kind of happens, just accumulate stuff. And, you know, sometimes you just got to kind of restart or start fresh. So that's what we're going to do. For you guys at home, I really hope that this showed you how you can bleed your own brakes at your house. That Motive Power, you know, power bleeder, the brake bleeder, it worked out pretty phenomenally. I really didn't have any issues with it at all. It was real nice, really steady flow, so it kept the PSI pretty well. So I was actually pretty surprised. I thought I was going to go after and pump it like a bajillion times, but that wasn't the case. And yeah, it worked out. So thank you to all of you guys who support us on Instagram, on Facebook, all that stuff. So it really helps when you like the videos, comment down below, you know, share them to your friends, subscribe, stuff like that. So we just hit 600 subscribers. It's pretty psyched, pretty stoked about that. And, you know, we're only going to grow from here. So whether it be projects or people or whatever the case may be, we're only going to get better. Thanks for watching this episode. Make sure to check out the channel. Check out our previous episodes. Catch up on the Camaro. And, yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.